You will find it interesting to know how much the temperature of a place can vary across the world on any given day. For example, it could be 29 degrees Celsius above zero in Miami. And at the same time, it could be 3 degrees Celsius below zero in Canada. It is good to know that we have different types of numbers available to represent these varying temperatures across the world. Considering our scenario, the temperature of 29 degrees Celsius above zero is a positive number, and we write it as 29 degrees Celsius. Whereas the temperature of 3 degrees Celsius below zero is a negative number, and we write it as -3 degrees Celsius. But do you know how low do these negative numbers go? Well, you might already know that they go as low as the positive numbers go high. It means that both the positive numbers and the negative numbers are infinite. Whether the numbers are positive and above zero, or negative and below zero, all whole numbers and their opposites are called integers. This means that the numbers on the thermometer, the ones we count with the floors of a building, are all integers. Hope you got an idea of integers. But what about zero? Is zero an integer? Well, zero is an integer too. It may be near the bottom of the thermometer, but it's at the center of the number line. If you move right off the zero on number line, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. That is positive numbers. And if you move left of the zero, you get -1, -2, -3, -4, -5 and so on. That is negative numbers. So, positive numbers, 0 and negative numbers together make the set of integers. Can you choose integers from this lot of numbers? Clearly, -1, 5, 29, -17 are all integers, and the rest of the numbers are not integers. Here is an important point to keep in mind. There are no fractions or decimals in the collection of integers. Now, here is a quick question for you. Alicia stands at 3 on number line and moves 5 units left to reach her school. Can you tell the position of Alicia's school on the number line? If you move 5 units left from 3 on the number line, then you reach at -2. So, Alicia's school is at -2. Having learnt about integers, it is time to know how to compare two or more integers. You probably know how to compare positive numbers very well. Like if you are asked which is greater, 4 or 5? Clearly, 5 is greater than 4. But if you are asked which is greater, -4 or -5? This is where negative numbers can be little tricky. Since 5 is greater than 4, so you must be tempted to think that -5 is greater than -4. But it is not true. Actually, -5 is smaller than -4. To understand this, let's look at the number line again. If you start at 0 on the number line and keep moving right, then the numbers get greater and greater. 1 is greater than 0, 2 is greater than 1, 3 is greater than 2, 4 is greater than 3, 5 is greater than 4 and so on. But what happens if we go in the opposite direction, that is, to the left? As we move to the left, the numbers get smaller and smaller. 4 is smaller than 5. 3 is smaller than 4. 2 is smaller than 3. 1 is smaller than 2. And 0 is smaller than 1. Can we apply the same rule on the negative side of the number line? Yes. The numbers get greater when you move to the right, and the numbers get smaller when you move to the left. Since negative 5 is on the left side of negative 4, so it is smaller than negative 4. And you can use this idea no matter what the numbers are. For example, 400 is greater than 300, since it is to the right of 300, and negative 400 is smaller than negative 300, since it is to the left of negative 300. So, the positive integers are on the right side of the 0 on number line, which means they are greater than 0. And the negative integers are on the left side of the 0 on number line, which means they are smaller than 0. So, when you compare two positive integers, farther the number on the right of the number line, greater the number is. For example, 10 is greater than 5 and 90 is greater than 80. When you compare a positive integer with a negative integer, remember that a positive integer is always greater than a negative integer. For example, 15 is greater than negative 5 and 40 is greater than negative 40. Now, when you compare two negative integers, farther the number on the left of the number line, smaller the number is. For example, negative 15 is smaller than negative 5 and negative 30 is smaller than negative 20. Let's try out a problem now. Arrange the numbers negative 3, 5, negative 10, 0 and 7 in ascending order. Ascending order means from the smallest to the greatest. The smallest number here is negative 10, so it comes first. The number greater than negative 10 in the given numbers is negative 3. So it is the second number in order. Then comes 0, 5 and 7. You can verify your answer by marking these numbers on a number line. They must lie in the same order from left to right on the number line as found above. In a nutshell, integers can be positive, negative or even 0. As you move to the right on the number line, the integers get greater, and as you move to the left, they get smaller. Comparing integers become easier with more practice. So, keep practicing.